Have you been here, in this parking lot? If you have, I'm sure you know the pain. I've never seen a game where the difficulty at the very beginning is so high that you barely can start the main game. I remember back in the late 90s, when I played this game on my PS1, I could not start even the first level, as I was not able to finish this mission, where you're supposed to show your driving skills to the mob, so you can be that driver. Yeah, probably I was too young to be a mob driver, so this is fair. Today, more than 20 years later, I managed to beat the level and the game, and I'm now ready to tell you everything about Driver. My name is Mr. Zolsta, welcome on the Backlog Quest, and now let's go for a drive. As I mentioned in this game, you're a driver for the mob, and you are doing driver missions throughout the big cities of the USA. Miami, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. You're probably thinking about Grand Theft Auto now, but it is important not to compare this game to the GTA franchise, as this would not be a fair comparison, and the game would be very poor compared to any of the 3D GTA games. There's a nice variety in the different missions, however most of them are very similar. Drive from one point in the city or to another within a time limit and do not being arrested while doing so. There are a few missions where you have to smash restaurant windows, chase and ram other cars, so there are different things to do in the game, which is a good thing, otherwise the game would be boring after a few stages. There are some nice atmospheric moments in the game which I really enjoyed. Like here when you are driving at night in rainy streets of Los Angeles, or this sunset drive in Miami. I especially like the clouds. Nice 90s era graphics here. The developers watched a lot of movies about car chases from the 70s, and they wanted to replicate this feeling in the game. They also traveled to each American city and recorded the streets onto video cameras to replicate everything in the game. Looking at the pixelated graphics nowadays, this probably makes us smile, but they really tried to make the portion of the city as realistic as possible, even with the layout of the map. They also placed some iconic buildings onto the map from each city, like here the Grand Central Station in New York, so this is a bonus point for them. They also wanted to make the controls as good as Gran Turismo was. It is really hard to compare an arcade-style driving game to the simulation, but I have to admit that the controls are good and the driving is fun and enjoyable. When I finally managed to beat the first mission in the underground parking area, I thought that the game is going to be quite easy, but it is not. Back in the 90s I played it for a bit, not even the main missions as I could not finish the garage stage, so I was just driving around the city, I could not experience the whole game. To be fair, the garage stage where you have to show your skills are making sense because you are going to use this in the game quite a lot. Slaloming through traffic, reverse 180 turns, and everything else when you are trying to escape from the cops. Despite that you are working for the mob, your main enemies in the game are the cops. And after a while you can really expect how they are going to drive. It is quite funny how they instantly ram into something when they are noticing you. They do this all the time. I wonder this is how I've been taught at school. How was it like? Listen boys, if you see the suspect, there are 3 things what you must do. First, engage the sirens. Second, notify the dispatcher about the situation, and third, ram into a wall or anything before you start the chase. You have 2 main challenges in the game, the time and the damage of your car. The first is self-explanatory. If you run out of time, you fail. If your car is too damaged, you are fail as well. This is when you really have to use your driver skills, and this is the positive aspect of the game. I said that I'm not gonna compare this game to the GTA, but I have to in one aspect. Here, you cannot swap cars if your car is damaged, you cannot go to a repair shop to fix it up while on a mission, or anytime else. This makes the game more challenging and you need to be careful how you drive. Especially that sometimes you have to use the car for multiple missions before you can save between stages. The game has some animated video cutscenes between the missions, which I mostly skipped to be honest. The story did not really interest me. So would I play Driver again in the future? Probably not. Not because this is bad, it is a classic PS1 and PC title. Back in its day, it was a top game, the reviews really praised it, and I enjoyed my time with it while I was playing it, but I left this game in the past. Would I recommend playing it? Yes, if you wanted to try this game anytime in the past, I encourage you to give it a try and see what your opinion about it. There's nothing in the game which make it unplayable today, of course the graphics are dated, but it still has a nice atmosphere from the 90s era. So if Driver was interested you anytime in the past, give it a try. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed yet, now it is a great time to do so. Also, YouTube algorithm has chosen a video for you, it is on the screen now, check it out. Thank you for being with me here today, and I see you in the next Backlog Quest video.